The Xtreme 250R is the fastest 250 in India, or at least so Hero claims. Now, we'll verify that claim once we get the bike in Pune for a proper road test. Here on the first ride in lovely Udaipur, we are going to find out if the Xtreme is more than just a straight line machine. Now, Hero says that the Xtreme can go from 0 to 100 in 8.5 seconds. Now, while we are not verifying this claim today, what we are checking out is how it gets there. And that's thanks to this brand new motor. This 250cc motor shares some components with the one from the Charisma, the XMR 210, and it makes 30 PS and 25 Nm. Now, where I feel skeptical about Hero's claims is that this makes 1 PS less than the KTM 250 Duke and it weighs about 6 kilos more. So about being the fastest 250 in India, that I'll believe only once I see the numbers from the V-Box. What I can tell you about this motor today is just how good it feels in the real world. It's got a great bottom end response, which means it can carry fairly low speeds in high gears. So it speeds up even say 25 kph in 4th gear and 30 in 5th. Don't feel like a stress for this motor at all, which means in the city it's an absolute breeze to ride. The only concern I have though is the gearbox, which feels a little bit vague, especially if you're wearing riding boots. Once you're on the highway, 100 kph in 6th comes at a little over 6000 rpm. And at this point, the bike feels absolutely calm and in its element. It's of course not the most refined motor in the world. You will feel a slight buzz in the foot pegs and the tank at this rpm, but it's not a bother at all. It's more to remind you that you're sitting on top of a living, breathing engine. But the best part is, at this RPM, you're right in the middle of this motor's meaty mid-range, which means if you want to overtake traffic on the highway at 100, just open the gas and the bike picks up pace rapidly in 6th gear. It's as easy to ride on the highway as it is in the city. Now, while its Xtreme looks like a very aggressive street fighter, it's actually quite comfortable and easy to use every day. First, let's talk practicality. Now, the seat height is at 805mm, which means getting my feet on the ground is fairly easy. That said, I'm 5'9", I can tap the bike quite comfortably. The issue here is, while the bike is slim in the middle, the seat and the tank are quite wide, which push your thighs a little further out, which means if you're shorter than say 5'8", you might not be able to get both your feet flat on the ground very easily. Let's go! Now the handlebar is a bit low, so you have a slight lean towards the bars, and that makes it a little sporty in keeping with its sporty street fighter character. But the best part is that if you want to ride upright and comfortably in the city, you can always push forward in the seat, hug the tank and sit more upright. And if you find yourself corners or you want to go around and have fun, the seat is long enough, which means you can shift back and that gives you more room to move around the bike. Now this Xtreme 250 is built on the new trellis frame, which has been derived from the one from the Charisma XMR 210. Of course, this frame has been changed to go with the beefier components, and it makes this bike really stable in a straight line at high speeds. It's also got a fairly beefy fork and wide tires that helps this ability as well. While it's super stable in a straight line, if you want to go into corners, it requires very little effort on the bars to get the bike to change direction. And today we are going through some fast corners, 100 plus kph through the turns, and the bike was absolutely planted through all those corners. And even through tight turns, the bike requires very little effort to change direction. Now, a big part of the way the Xtreme handles mid-corner bumps and stays absolutely stable is thanks to its suspension. And that's something Hero has been nailing for the last few years. And it's no different on the Xtreme as well. Now, the ride is on the firmer side. It's sporty firm, but the way it handles bumps and potholes is actually fantastic. Of course, you will feel the bump or pothole, but the bike remains completely settled after going through them, and that just feels great when you're riding on some of the bad roads here. The only thing that does seem to upset the bike though is if you're on wavy concrete, that does make the bike rumble quite a bit, and that can feel unpleasant. But given how good this bike handles, that's something I'm happy to put up with. But if you're staying in places like Pune and Mumbai with a lot of concrete roads, well, take a test ride before you see whether this works for you or not. Where the Xtreme 250R really stands out though is in the way it looks. The sleek, low-slung headlight over the chunky inverted fork, the wide tank extensions, the tall fuel tank, and the sleek and minimal tail really make the bike look like an aggressive street fighter. While it does look good to us, if you're a fan of more conservative designs, you might find the design of the Xtreme to be a bit extreme. While the bike does look good, there are small quality issues in some places. Some of the weld lines are a bit of an eyesore, and on our bike at high RPM, we could hear some buzzing from some plastic panels as well. Apart from that though, things like the switchgear feel quite good to use. When it comes to features, the Xtreme 250R isn't doing anything special. It's got the same LCD screen from the Charisma XMR 210, which features smartphone connectivity for call and message alerts, music control and turn-by-turn navigation. It's also got a lap and drag race timer. That said, this console looks quite cluttered and feels quite dated already. Plus, it's an absolute pain to read under direct sunlight. So is the Xtreme 250R the fastest 250 in India? Well, we still can't say at this point for sure, but what we can say is just how fun a bike it is no matter where you're riding. It's good in the city, it's calm and composed on the highway, and it just loves going around corners. It's a proper do-it-all bike that does everything you ask of it really well. But the best part is the pricing, which Hero has just nailed. At Rs 1.80 lakh ex-showroom, it's about 10 grand cheaper than the Gixxer 250 and about 40-something grand cheaper than the KTM 250, which makes this great value for money as well. So if you're someone who's looking to upgrade from 150 or 160 to something more powerful yet easy to manage, the Xtreme 250R is the easiest bike to recommend.